I don't know, I think that I'm going to have to go to the doctor because I told Karen I can't shake this virus that came down on me before the end of the year. So we're gonna go to the doctor and see what he says. You know, Cynthia, when you get 26, sometimes you gotta have to check up on yourself. Amen. Thank you, Jimmy. When you get 26, you got to checkups on yourself sometimes. So I'm gonna go to the doctor and get checked out to make sure that everything is okay. Because I am still 26. Cynthia tell Raquel stop laughing. I'm 26. Been holding on to that number for a long time. Tomorrow is Dr. King's birthday. As you will see by my t-shirt and Lady Karen's t-shirt, Lady Karen has on Coretta Scott King, and I have on MLK's 50th anniversary down at the museum in Memphis. So some of us will be out of work tomorrow, so I know the kids for sure. Thank you, Jesus. Out of school tomorrow for Dr. King's birthday. So Dr. King is somebody who traveled the halls and the dorms and classrooms at Morehouse College, where me and Mr. Willis attended sometime after him. And so for us and the other Morehouse community, it's a privilege to honor a man like Dr. King. But it's one to wherein Dr. King's life serves as a life of service. So while some of us will be off tomorrow, don't take that as a day that is leisure. Take it as a day to think about what he gave his life for and how you can honor him by doing some things that you need to do in service. There are a number of service opportunities going on around the city. I talked to Councilman Al Austin II yesterday while I was at the men's meeting. They got some service opportunities here in the city of Long Beach and wherever you might live. See how you can serve better. See how you can mentor to some young men that need mentoring. We have a lot of young men growing up in society that don't have fathers. They need to be mentored. See how you can maybe go out and help clean the community. Whatever it is you can do tomorrow. It could be that you in Starbucks and you just want to pay it forward. Pay for the person behind you. That's an act of service. Whatever you can do that on tomorrow so that we can honor a man that gave his life for the fight of social justice and equality. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Let us look forward to what our session is today as we continue on our theme for the year, talking about the journey, how we can equip, empower, and expand not only ourselves but the church at large. We're going to be in this series for the next couple of weeks, and we're in the series of Genesis in the beginning. Last week, we talked about the creation. This week, we're going to talk about something that happens after the creation. And so if you would stand to your feet as we read the text for this morning, we're going to be coming out of Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 to 31. Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 to 31. If you have your tablets, use it. If you have your Bible, use it. If you got your Bible, use it. Most of all, it should be on the screen behind me. So Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 to 31. Verse 26 reads, "Then God said, let us make man in our own image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." Verse 27, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the heavens and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food." Verse 30, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food, and it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. The title of today's message is Looking Like Who You Belong To. Amen. Looking like who you belong to. Looking like who you belong to. I think one of the interesting things about that verse is how God created man and woman. I think one of the things that we hang our hat on in the church, because the church can be very patriarchal, which means it can be dominated by men. The one thing that we hang our hat on is that we like the verse that says, and God created man in his own image. I think the part that we fall asleep on is the part that says he gave them dominion. Which means that when he created man first, he extracted woman from man's rib and created woman. But he gave both of them dominion over the earth. Which means that it's a team effort. Which means that you can't have, some might say, Kobe Bryant mentality when you have dominion over the earth. That means that this is not a solo act. This doesn't mean that this is a one-hit wonder or a one-person act. This is a team effort. That's good. So that means that, like a team, it has to be Frankie Beverly and Mays. It has to be Eddie LeVert and the OJs. It has to be, as we were looking last night, who were we looking at? It has to be Beyonce and Destiny's Child. It has to be, it's a team effort. So in your books, I want you to underline dominion and them, because those are two words that are very important to this text. God just didn't give dominion to man, he gave dominion to man and woman.
That's right. That's right.
And so last week, we started our journey of looking at the beginning of the book of Genesis. We saw how God created everything, and that everything God created was good. We learned that what God created was for his son, Jesus Christ. God is the creator of life, and over a 6-day span, he gave the raw materials that have been sustaining us for years. As we move forward in this series, we're going to see how God created this wonderful environment to creating something that looked like him. God, in infinite artistic wisdom, created man and woman. God, through the creation of Adam and Eve, created humanity. Humanity. The one thing that gets disrespected, discarded, disappointed, celebrated, multiplied, cried over, and rejected, God created. God created humanity with a beautiful and diverse mosaic tapestry of different colors, sizes, and capacity. God created the best and the brightest when he created humanity. As a culture, we tend to think we know more than we actually do about our humanity. We celebrate our enlightened advances that continues to redefine humanity and leads us to believe that we understand it more than ever before. But does the fullest definition of humanity lie before us? Are we inching closer to it with every tweak and adjustment that we make? Or in fact, has the best and truest definition of humanity, Raquel, already been shared with us? Is our culture actually moving away from it? Last week we looked at the creation, and today we're going to look at the image of humanity. We are convoluted with images on a daily basis. Images are constantly running across the screens of our minds. We see ourselves through the lens of what others have said to us about who we appear to be and to be without knowing the original designer's plan for our lives. If you get nothing else out of this message today, your image is in Christ. God created each of each of us, every person in this sanctuary, in his image. So it's not what you posted on Facebook. It's not what you filter on Instagram. It's not what you say on Twitter that matters. What matters is that you are in the image of Christ. That means that that person that told you you were ugly, that person that told you that you were too fat, that person that told you you were too short, that person that told you you were too tall and lanky, that person who told you you weren't going to be anything is disrespecting and sinning against God, because God created everything in his image. Therefore, if you are in the image of God, that means you are in the image of perfection.
Amen.
Amen.
That's good.
I think the one thing that pleases me the most is that there was a lyric back in the day, Jamaica, in one of Tupac's songs that said, I want to create something that's better than myself. I needed to create something that looked better than myself. And I didn't understand what he was talking about, Joshua, at that time. But what he was talking about is that you want to reproduce something that is better than you. That's why I pour so much into my children, because my children are a reflection of me, but they are the best part of who I am. So it's funny to me when I look at my son. Sometimes, Lisa, he can look exactly like me. And at other times, my other son can look exactly like me. And at the end of the day, I can neither call one of them ugly because they look just like their daddy. And because they look like their daddy, that means that they are the most handsome fellas walking around. Don't mean no harm. I tell Isaiah and Khalid when they leave for the day, only give people a spoonful of you. They can't take a whole lot. Just give them a spoonful of that goodness and mercy that you're walking around with. The image of God. That means that if we're in the image of God, how can you disrespect somebody else that don't look like you? If we're in the image of God, how can you be disrespectful to my Latino brothers and sisters? If we're in the image of God, how can you be disrespectful to my Korean and Chinese and Asian brothers? If we are in the image of God, why was racism so prevalent and still so much indebted into this society? If we are in the image of God,
Go ahead, Pastor.
that means slave owner and slave man look alike.
Come on now.
That means the one who wears the white sheet of the KKK looks the same way as the person who is the proponent of Black Lives Matter. At some point, you're going to realize that we all look alike because we bear the image of God.
Amen. Go ahead, Pastor. That's real good.
When we deal with image is something that we always striving for. Image is always something that we're trying to do. We do image exactly when we date. And if you talk to anybody that's been together long enough, you realize that you always try to put your best foot forward on that first date. On that first date, you try to get your hair done. On that first date, you go to the barber and you get your hair cut. On that first date, pants that you ain't never pressed before, you take an iron and a starch them on that first date. On that first date, you go to try to buy you a shirt or a top or a blouse or something, Tony, that look real nice on that first date. Because you trying to make an impression.
That's right.
When you see that girl walking, you like, oh yeah, I ain't right today. I'm not going to say nothing to her right now. Let me go get tightened up here real quick. And when I come back, if she's still there, I'm going to say something because you want to make an impression.
Say it.
God bent down in some dirt and scooped up some dirt and created man. Out of dirt. He created man in his own image. And when he looked at man, he said, man should not be alone. That's when he parted the skin of man's side and took the rib out and created woman. My point in saying that to you is sometimes I don't think we realize the severity of what God did. God didn't create man out of something beautiful. He made man out of something dusty and dirty.
Come on, that's good.
He created woman out of something to where he had to clean up the rib. At some point, you got to realize that you are created in the image of God, but you also got to realize that you got dusty tendencies. I know some of y'all not going to catch that till about Friday around noon time. You got dusty tendencies, and you got to realize that sometimes you are dirty in nature.
Come on, Pastor.
But God created you out of dust, so he knows that you're dirty because he's your creator. At some point, you got to realize that the creator knows more about the creation than the creation knows about himself. So you have to realize that God created you out of dust, so he knows when you're dirty. He don't cast you out. He brings you in. So he's putting you up because he knows you got dusty tendencies.
Yeah. Thank you, Father God.
Some of us want to disrespect each other when we acting dirty.
Come on, Jesus.
But you got to realize that you acting dirty because that's who you are. But that doesn't mean that I talk about you when you get dirty, because at some point I'm going to get dirty too. So we're two dirty individuals created by the same creator that created us out of dust.
Oh, my God. Let's go.
Point number one, you taking notes. If you don't have your sheet, if you don't have a sheet, we handed out some sheets that got the notes on them. If you don't have the sheet with the notes on them, we'll get them to you. That way you can take your notes. We got our points out today. First point. We bear God's image in how we rule over the world. First point. With our focus on what's wrong with ourselves, plaguing us from within, and our culture's shifting landscape of humanity bombarding us from outside, it's easy for us to forget that God has provided the definition of humanity. I don't know if guys do this. I know ladies do it, because Sister Karen does it. If you've ever taken a group picture, you've experienced this. It's nearly impossible to take a group photo, because inevitably someone will not be happy with how he or she looks in it. I know, I got some of y'all here. So if somebody takes a picture of you, first thing you do is, let me see it. Now what's found out? But can we take it again so you bring them? Come on. Everybody get back in. Some people breathe them out. So you got to get your size. There's certain size that you got to take the picture on. There's certain bad sizes and good size. So for me, I like to take the picture and my arms are expanded. That way it makes me look a lot thinner. So I want everybody to think, I'm in the center. Not because I'm narcissistic or anything, but I'm in the center. So everybody. The point of that is that sometimes we forget that actions that happens when we're dealing with being in the image of Christ. The first distraction is ourselves. Our quest for perfection and worth drives us to focus on our deficiencies. We never focus on the good stuff about us. I always look at the bad stuff. I don't ever look at the good things that happen. I look at the things that I fall short on. What we perceive to be wrong with ourselves, where we fall short of our outlined standard of beauty and value. We always know where the deficiencies are within us. That's why it's hard for us sometimes to look at the mirror, because you know where the nick is. You know where the scar is. You know where the blemish is. You know where the problem is. First distraction is ourselves. Second distraction is our culture. We live in a world seeking to define and redefine humanity, where human rights based on the definition of the day are paramount. A positive result of this is that we are more attuned and responsive to the humanitarian crises and injustices all around us, such as racism, male chauvinism, police brutality, slavery, and sex trafficking. But the flip side of this is that our culture is more confused than ever about what it means to be a person, to be human. We don't realize that the Me Too fight is not for everybody. We don't realize that sometimes we put more emphasis on human sex trafficking than on being sure that we place girls in a positive environment. Sometimes at the end of the day, we just got to be okay with just loving on folks just because they're human beings, just like me and you. The image of God and humanity is understood as mirroring God's attributes in our nature, actions, and our relational capacities. And Jesus we see the true image of God. He perfectly mirrors God's attributes, fulfills God's will, and enjoys a perfect relationship with the Father. The Bible continues to speak of the image of God in humanity, even after our fall into sin. Even though our ability to rightly reflect God has been marred, God's sovereign rule over all of his creation means he doesn't need help ruling over it. That's why I had you underline dominion. Dominion don't give you the right to do any and everything with that. Some of us are power hungry. That's why when we get power, we go crazy.
Come on, Jesus.
We want power in a relationship. Now all of a sudden we become powerful. Now we want to be controlling. We go from controlling to being somewhat demonic.
Come on, Lord Jesus.
Because anybody who likes power, anybody who likes control, means they want to have it all the time.
That's right.
And we put a nice little sexy name on it. We say they're control freaks. You got to be careful of control freaks. Because control freaks want to have control all the time, which makes them freakish. Some of y'all don't catch that.
I got you, Pastor. Yes.
God's sovereign rule over all his creation means he doesn't need help ruling over, yet he has chosen to create us with a unique capacity and calling to rule, which means that dominion, when we look at that in the text, means that he was giving Adam and Eve capacity and also calling. That means that if you haven't been called into this thing, that means you don't have the capacity to do it because God didn't give you the capacity to rule over it, which means that as long as we come after Adam and Eve, we've been given that same call and that same capacity, but some of us don't use it to its fullest capability.
That's good. That's good.
This ain't in my notes. Some of the problems that we have in our lives is because we don't know how to pray. And we don't know how to pray, understanding that when we pray, we're ushering God into that situation. God is not a bully. Therefore, God is not going to bogart his way into your life. Which means that if you don't ever pray and ask him to come into that situation, don't get mad with God when the situation don't get solved.
Lord Jesus.
But when you ask him to come into the situation, now you control freaks in the room. Hello, raise your hand. You control freaks in the room have to step back and away from having control over it and let God have dominion over it. See, the dominion that God gave you was an assignment, which means that he can come back in at any time and take rule over that assignment because he is the one who gave it to you in the first place. Some of y'all ain't catching this. You gotta understand something.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead, Pastor.
If you want God to have dominion in your life, that means you got to release some stuff and let him have control. The problem with most of us is we want to ask God to come in and have dominion, but then we want to hover over God while he's doing the work. You ever had that boss that they give you an assignment and they want to hover over you? Just back up, man. Elbow space. You gave it to me. I got it. Move out the way. Almighty God has singled out humanity for this task, placed us above all other creations. Because God values human life and sets it apart from all other life, we are to do the same. Our rule over creation should be marked by a deep, unwavering regard for human beings of every tongue, tribe, and nation. If we take this principle, that means white supremacy will go away. If we take that principle, that means we wouldn't have racism so entrenched into the systems of these United States of America. If we took that same principle, we wouldn't be trying to build walls to keep folks out of a land that we don't own in the first place. But that's another message for another day. You can't own something that you found.
That's right.
In somebody else's backyard. That's like somebody walking up into your house and saying, oh, I found a turkey in the refrigerator. No, that's my turkey because that's my refrigerator. You didn't find it. You just came on in here and took it.
That's right. That's right.
I know. Y'all don't want to celebrate Dr. King. It's okay. Point number two. We bear God's image in how we work and rest. God designed work, our vocation as well as every other form of work, to be a part of how we fulfill his mandate to rule over creation. And even now, as we work, we bear the image of the one who brought all things into existence by the work of his spoken word. You got to understand something. In the text, and I encourage you to read Genesis 1, 2, and 3 this week. Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3. Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3. Read that this week. You got to understand something that with God's plan, Adam was placed in the Garden of Eden to work before the fall. Some of us think that the work came after the fall and the work was punishment because of what Adam and Eve had done. No. Adam and Eve were given an assignment to work before the fall. So therefore, working was part of God's plan all along. So therefore, some of us have been walking around saying, God didn't plan for me to work. Oh, but yes, he did. But God also told you to have balance. When you read the creation story, God worked for 6 days to create the world as it is. On the 7th day, he rested. Some of us are trying to rest before we do any work. You can't rest from not working.
That's right, Pastor. That's right.
How do you rest from not working? Son? I've never heard of that. What are you tired from? There are some brothers and sisters laying around on couches right now saying, "Ooh, I'm tired." What you tired from? You don't have chick nor child. You don't have a job, but you also tired. Here I am working 2, 3 jobs. Here I am up all day, all night, dropping kids off, picking kids up, trying to manage other people, manage the church, and I don't never get tired. I get sick, but I don't get tired. At the end of the day, you got to understand, there's a balance between work and rest.
Yes, it is.
Some of y'all tired all the time, but I question if y'all really working. That's another message for another day. Sometimes partying can make you tired. Humanity is ability. So work provides us with great power over creation, but our problem is that on our own, we lack direction for that work. And work not done in the image of God for the glory of God is done in defiance of God. On the 7th day after God completed his work of creating the heavens and earth, he rested. Not because he needed to. God was not weary of his labor. He's all power. He's infinite. He don't get tired. Instead, he was trying to give us an understanding on how to have balance. Because in rest from work, we find a pattern for our work and our rest. That's why the Daniel fast is so important. It allows for you to subtract yourself from some things that are distraction for you. It allows for you to put yourself in a place and at a time to where you have to understand that some stuff you got to put down. Daniel's fast works because it allows for you to separate yourself from some stuff that got you in a bad way. So for some of us, that's eating. We have poor eating habits. Amen, somebody? Amen. I ain't the only one up in here. Amen, somebody. Amen. Some of y'all like donuts too. Some of y'all like the little sweet things. Some of y'all, when you walk in the A&P, you don't go for the water section. You go for the snack section. I'm sorry, I'm testifying on myself, D.I. Ain't nobody else in here. They don't understand. It's a struggle being inside. It's a struggle sometimes trying to watch what you eat and stay fit and try to act like you want to be like you were when you were 19, 195 pounds, chiseled from chin to feet. They don't understand. Mother Willis, I was fine back in the day.
You fine, back.
Amen. Come on now. It wasn't always like all of this here. The struggle is real. Sometimes you got to subtract some things from your life so that you can get into the presence of God. We can't get into the presence of God because we got too much stuff blocking our entrance to the door to where he is.
Come on, Jesus.
Like that.
Yes.
We got too much junk. That's why the Daniel's fast is important, because it allows for you to separate some stuff out of your life. At some point, you got to realize what God was trying to show us. God didn't need rest. He needed us to understand that when you work, you'll get the rest. But the scriptures also say that if you don't work, you don't eat. So that means you got to go to work, but at the same time, you got to rest too.
Come on, Jesus.
Having true dominion means that you don't have dominion and you're tired. You can't rule over something and you burnt out. That means you can't be a good husband and you're weary. That means you can't be a good mother and you're tired all the time. That means you can't be a good worker if you don't know how to go home and go to sleep. Some of us have a problem because we're trying to burn the candle, as my mother says, on both ends.
Okay.
We want to work all day and party all night and expect to get up and go to work and to be functional. At some point, you got to realize that when you work, you need rest because tomorrow is going to come. Point number three. We bear God's image in how we relate to him and to others. Being created in God's image sets us apart from the rest of creation. Yet another profound way, humanity alone has the capacity to be in a personal relationship with God. God did not create people because he was lonely and needed us. I know that that's a hard concept. Some of us think God created us because he thought we were just so cute and so special and that he needed us by his side. He didn't need us. I'm sorry. We were created not to provide a relationship for God, but instead so that he might provide a relationship for us. So at the end of the day, God didn't create us for his need. God created us for our need. He created us so that we would find a relationship in him. He didn't need to come find a relationship in us. So that means that when we come to give our lives to Christ, we're not coming to give our lives to Christ to make Christ better. We're giving our life to Christ because we need Christ. Some of us got it twisted. Because we live in a society where we base everything on likes and hearts. God didn't have to like us. He don't have to give us hearts. God created us so that we can have relationship in him because we are his image. Adam and Eve were to obey God's instruction concerning the tree of knowledge of good and evil for no other reason than God is our good creator. But they failed and sin entered the world. It was Adam and Eve who ushered sin into the world. So that means that we've been born after Adam and Eve, which means that when we are born in sin and shaped in iniquity. That means we are born into sin, which means that at some point we've got to change who we are, but we can't change our sinful nature because we don't understand our creation, because we don't understand those parts that God put in us. So therefore, it's like anything that's broken. When your car is damaged, you take it back to the dealer because there's some things only the dealer can change. You can't take it to Joe Blow, the mechanic, because he don't know nothing about that car. At some point, you got to stop taking yourself and taking Snapchat pictures and Instagram pictures and putting on Facebook expecting people to fix you where you're broken, because where you're broken, they can't fix you. The only people that can fix your brokenness is the Creator, and the Creator God is who created you. Therefore, take your brokenness all in itself, take it as much as you can back to him and let him fix what is broken, because he's the creator of the creation, and only the creator of the creation can fix what is broken in the creation.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Some of us want people to paint pictures of who we are, but they don't know that the true artist only paints from what he sees. Therefore, you can't paint what Picasso painted because you can't see what Picasso saw.
Go ahead, Pastor. That's
I
good.
don't feel me up in here. At this point, you got to understand something. We bear the image in how we relate to him, but also how we relate to others. That's why it's important that you can't love God and disrespect your brother and sister.
All right.
Because if we're all created in God's image, Dion, that means when I see you, I see God, and when you see me, you see God. Therefore, you love me not because of the character known as Reverend Samuel, but you love me because I'm God's creation.
Amen.
And so I love you, beside all of your faults, all of your issues, I love you because you are God's creation. So I don't see Dion, I see God's creation.
Amen.
So I fall in love with you, not the personality, but the creation of God that you are falling in love with, because God created you just like he created me. So I love you because I first love myself.
Amen. Amen. Wow. That's right.
Good teaching.
That's why God honors marriage. Because he sees two of his creations come together and create something that goes beyond their control and multiplies itself in children. So when he sees us come together in marriage, he sees us coming together to create something that we still don't have control over. But we think we do, but we only play a small role in what we multiply. That multiplication comes out and it looks just like us, but it's truly another creation of God.
All right. Amen.
That's why I love Lisa's niece, Cam.
Oh, Lord.
Because Cam looks just like her mama. A spitting image of her mama, but there are certain times that I look at Cameron and she looks just like Lisa. Because you got to understand something, how God wired us. He put into our DNA this replication ability. That's why it's hard for you to say that you created something and walk away from it. So how do you walk away from something you created? If you truly created it, that means you stay because you know that it was created not by your power, but by his power, and because that looks exactly like you. That's why as a father, I could never walk away from my children. But that's just me.
That's good.
You got to understand that God wanted relationship. That's why the first time, if you look at verse 18, first time God says something is not good is when man is isolated. God didn't create man to be isolated. That means that I need you and you need me. That's why the song by Hezekiah Walker is so important. At the end of the day, we need each other to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you and I need you to survive. That's why that song is so important, because it generates relationship. God created us for relationship, not isolation. God's plan is for people to give him glory to one another. So we see that God has done wonderful things. But I don't want you to leave here looking like the way that you came in. I want you to leave here realizing that you look like God. God created you in his image, and that means that for all of your blemishes, for all of your shortcomings, for all of the things that you render yourself. And I know some of us will look in the mirror, it's like, oh, we got to fix that. I don't like having love handles. We got to get rid of that. Well, I don't like this. I don't like that. I need to change this. I need to change that. At the end of the day, God created you like that. You got to realize that mark that you have. I think the most beautiful thing is when I was able to look at the kids when they were first born and find out where their birthmark was. They each have a birthmark in different places, and that's what marks them and creates them individually. Therefore, they can be triplets, but they are individuals still.
Amen.
See, the birthmark that you have identifies you as being different. And that's God's little way of showing you that he left his mark on you. They call it birthmark, but I like to call it God's mark.
Amen.
So don't get mad about how you are fit. Don't get mad about how you look. Don't get mad about whatever your problem is. Some folks got one big toe, one small little toe. Some people got baby toe, look like a big toe. Don't worry about all that. One lip bigger than the other lip, one leg shorter than the other leg. Some of us, our arms are too short to box. We got all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about all that. When folks talk about my height, it teases me, because at some point it just means that God took a little bit less time to create me. And when you create a profession, it don't take that long to create it. Come on, Lisa, do it again. Point number one.
Go ahead.
We bear God's image in how we rule over the world. Point number two. We bear God's image in how we work and rest. Point number three. We bear God's image in how we relate to him and others. So at the end of the day, when we leave here today, understand the simple fact that we have been created in God's image. And that should change the way we view ourselves and others. We've been created for a time of intimate relationship with God that is reserved for humanity and humanity alone. This is our source of dignity. And this is a dignity that is inherent. It is God-given. Therefore, it cannot be earned or lost. As the people of God, we are to winsomely affirm dignity everywhere we see it and look for every opportunity to attribute it to our Creator. We affirm the dignity of every person, never seeking to communicate anyone is worth more or less than any other person. We recognize that we've been created by the same God, have been impacted by the same disease of sin, and can be forgiven of our sins and restored back to God through the same cross of Jesus Christ. That's why opening up the doors of the church is so important, because it allows for somebody to see that how you've been living bad. You ain't got to live that way no more.
Amen.
Opening up the doors of the church is important because somebody's been told all their life that they was ugly. Somebody's been told all their life that they was worth nothing. Somebody's been told all their life that they was an outcast. Some homeless person needs to know that you may not have a home on this earth, but you got a home in eternity. Some woman that sells your body for profit needs to know that we don't want your body because you are the image of God. Therefore, you need to take care of your temple. So come on into the house. Somebody needs to know.
That's right.
That just because somebody walked away from you, you got to realize that there's somebody else that is sticking closer to you than a brother. There is somebody else that's in your corner. There is somebody else that wants you because you are the creation that they made.
Yes.
God is like that father who would tell his children, makes no difference how bad you are, I'm always going to be in your corner. Because God created us. And because he created us, he always wants us to be in a relationship with him. But he also wants you to be in a relationship with the person that you see next to. You are made in God's image. Now walk into this week with your head held high, realizing that you ain't the same. It makes no difference what people see. Every time they see you, they need to see God. Therefore, we got to be careful what we present. It changes what we post. It changes what we take pictures of. It changes everything about us because now that image that you see is no longer you, it's God. God created an image. Next week, we're going to come back and find out how that image got distorted because of one word called sin. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you right now for blessing us. We thank you for another opportunity to study your word. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for allowing us to be caught up in this thing called the world, so that we can realize, Heavenly Father, that the world is not the place that defines us, that we were ultimately created by you. Allow for our image to change. Allow for us to see ourselves as you see us. Allow for us to see ourselves not as this ragtag bunch of people. Allow for us to see ourselves as something greater. Broken pieces that were put together from dust and dirt that is beautiful in your sight. That's why you wrote in your word, I am beautifully and marvelously made, because you created us. And like that good Father, you don't see the bad stuff. All you see is good. Lord, allow us to see what's good inside of us this week. And most of all, allow us to see what is good inside of somebody else. In Jesus' name we pray.